Telavi, in the one region of Georgia, which we really love, as you can imagine. Yeah. It's tasty more than beautiful. Indeed, the region of Kakheti in eastern Georgia is mostly famous for its wines. And we did try some, as evidenced by la rubrica gastronomica at the end of this episode. However, Kakheti is much more than a wine-producing region. It contains plenty of beautiful Orthodox monasteries, and it hosts the largest community of Kist people in the world, which we had the great pleasure of getting to know in the Pankisi Valley. We are on our way to Telavi today.
King Heracles II has been very important for the maintaining and protection of Georgian heritage and culture, and this is the only royal palace left in Georgia in modern times. Now we're going to a room where the king was both born and he also died. It's actually the only example worldwide. The palace is very simple, but its Persian architecture, it's really nice. Java.
Okay, so the car to Omaro, how much is it?
Is 300 lari.
Okay, and then we have accommodation. So it's 550 for 3 days of hike. The original plan was to go from here to another area of Georgia called Tusheti. It's another area of the Caucasus Mountains. So we were planning to go there, do a 3-day hike, but
We figure out it's a bit too expensive.
yeah, the main cost will be the transport there because we can't go by motorbike, right?
You need to be truly experienced. It will be a bit too risky.
So in the end, we're not going to Kakheti, which is a shame.
But in Georgia there are plenty of other options, fortunately.
Exactly.
So
where are we going instead?
we are going to Pankisi Valley.
Yeah, which we never heard before, so it's not very touristy yet. We read the lifestyle over there is very different.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a chance to see traditional lifestyle in these small villages.
Cosa sia lì dietro?
Ok. 6:30 non c'è elettricità.
Fino alle 6:30.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, rest, I don't know, relax, and also outside.
Okay, nice. We just arrived in Pankisi Valley, and this is the garden of our guest house. So peaceful and beautiful, full of fruit trees. We are in the village of Duisi, our home for the next 3 days.
What a place! It's like we traveled to a different world.
Yeah, and to a different time in history as well.
Yeah, completely. It's like,
Completely different.
I mean, first of all, there are mosques here, which we have
Yeah,
actually never seen in Georgia so far. Right?
Yeah.
Plenty of chickens
and cows
and cows.
and children. People really like having kids here, apparently.
Yeah, our host has 5
All daughters, by the way.
all daughters.
Very slow pace lifestyle.
I can feel I'm getting into the mood. I'm so slow. I'm walking slow. I'm talking slow.
Exploring the village of Duisi. There are meant to be quite different from people living in the rest of Georgia.
Indeed, the population there is made of Kists. They are descended from Chechens. Chechnya is just next to the valley, actually, it's very close. And they migrated from Chechnya in the mid-19th century. And they're also Muslim. That's also quite interesting here in Georgia. You know, as we know, most of the country is Christian, but this particular valley and population is Muslim.
Yeah. Sekra is a ceremony performed by Sufi Muslims as a way to achieve unity with Allah. During the ceremony, participants chant, clap, sing, and move in circles at an ever-increasing pace. In the Pankisi Valley, many of the chants and songs are in Chechen language and Kist dialect. They call for peace and forgiveness in the Caucasus and around the world. We had the honor of assisting one. Food is meant to be different as well.
Yeah.
Because clearly they've imported their own food and traditions into Georgia. Tonight we are having Checheni dinner. First time in my life, and I think first time in Alessio's life as well. The host of our guest house in Duisi village is Chechen. We asked her to make some Checheni food for us tonight. So we're having a vegetable soup to start with, and then we have what apparently is the national Checheni dish. Basically homemade pasta with beef, and it comes with garlic sauce. So you're meant to take some of the pasta, dip it in the garlic, and eat it together with the beef. I'm looking forward to trying this. And then we have homemade cheese. They make their own cheese here. Clearly the vegetables that they grow in their own garden. And then we have their own version of khachapuri. So instead of cheese, which is what you would normally have in the Georgian version of khachapuri, they have spinach and nettle. And then we have Kist beer, so the non-alcoholic beer, and bread. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy our first Checheni meal. Here is another Chechen food that our host made for us. It's cornbread at the bottom, topped with goat's cheese mixed with some other cheese. It's really tasty, and Alessio loves it because it reminds him of polenta with formaggio, which he hasn't eaten in many months. So I bet he will have all of it tonight.
Let me add a bit more of history. Not many people have heard about Pankisi Valley before, but apparently in the early 2000s with the 9/11 attack has been all over the news, and both Russia and US were claiming that lots of terrorists also linked to the 9/11 attack were based in the Pankisi Valley. And indeed it was a center also of trafficking and smuggling, and so they had a major operation, the Georgian army military together with the US army. That was really successful, but the valley needed obviously several years to regain a positive reputation, because it used to be pretty bad until that time. So,
but it's safe now.
Yes, it's safe.
It's safe.
Walk around the city and show you some unusual things you see in Georgia that you normally don't see in most other countries. What is this? Is this an ATM machine? No. So that was a cryptocurrency machine. There are plenty in Georgia. Georgia is one of the countries in the world with the highest number of ATMs for cryptocurrencies. compared to the population. Tbilisi, there are over 100 crypto ATM, so there are kind of in every second corner, but also randomly. I mean, I found myself in random places, very tiny towns, also pretty poor, and you were just exiting a shop, turning the corner and see a crypto ATM. Regulation allows it, but also mining of cryptocurrency is a very popular practice because electricity is very cheap. There is a lot of hydropower here, so it just became very popular. Another oddity is pipes. So walking around the streets, pretty much everywhere, we can see those very visible pipes that you can see behind me. Most of the times are yellow, but can be different colors. They take different shapes where there are streets to allow vehicles to get in. And near home, you have a very visible gas meter.
Welcome to La Rubrica Gastronomica di Ela, where every week I show you some of the traditional foods and drinks of the country we are in. This week we are in Georgia's most important wine region, so I'll have to try some wine for you. I will also try the non-alcoholic beer produced by the Kist people of the Pankisi Valley. Enjoy! One of the reasons why people come to Georgia is to try its wines. Apparently, Georgia is the birthplace of wine. There is evidence that people started producing wine in around 6000 BC, which is a long time ago. The traditional way of making wine in Georgia is by using clay vessels called quavery. These clay vessels are buried underground and the wine is left in them to ferment. Lots of Georgians still produce wine at home nowadays, but as you can imagine, even in Georgia, some of the bigger companies have started using more modern ways of making wines nowadays. But we want to try wine produced using quavery. So we have found a small vineyard, still family owned, which still uses the traditional way of making wine. So we're on our way to this small winery right now. We hope that they will show us the process they follow to produce their wine, and most importantly, that they will let us try some of the wine.
What's there?
Here's where the wine is produced. So these are quavery, the clay vessels I mentioned before. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 covered at the moment, so that's where the wine is fermenting right now.
Yeah.
Underground, because temperature underground is 16 degrees, and it's good for wine aging or fermentation or process of wine.
Sorry, how big is this? How many liters?
2,500 liters.
2,500 liters.
By electric press.
I see something curious here.
Yeah.
This machine is from Italy.
I want to
Is
sell
it?
all my equipment from Italy.
All equipment.
Just this
Okay.
one. All inside, outside.
Okay.
Very Georgian. And here I can bottling after I labeling this one, my logo label. This.
Oh, so that's you on the label.
Yes, yes. I have photo and photo behind label.
So this is the first wine we're gonna taste. A distinctive tannin color.
Yeah.
Let's try. It's licorice. We have already tried a few Georgian homemade wines and they tend to be a bit licorice.
Yeah.
It's nice though. Do you like it?
Yeah. Some people probably more drink with dessert or something sweet, right?
Well, it's not sweet at all. It's dry,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's licorice. It's really, really unusual.
Taste tropical aromat is here, yeah, banana, ananas, this aromas you can find, yeah.
Let's try. Chin.
Cheers.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Yeah, it's definitely sweeter. Yeah.
Yeah, difference, absolutely.
Yeah. The second wine we're trying is an amber wine. It's a bit more alcoholic. So the tannin one was 13%, this one is 14%, so slightly a higher percentage of alcohol in it, and it's definitely sweeter. It's quite unusual. I think I prefer the first one. What about you?
I prefer the second one.
Oh, okay. The last one we're trying today is a red wine. We were surprised when we first tasted it because it's actually a bit sparkling. You can't see it, but it is sparkling. But it's not sweet, it's still dry. It's very interesting. I really like it. We both liked it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's...
And interestingly, the winemaker was saying it was not meant to be sparkling.
Yeah.
It just happened.
just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad it happened. It's really nice. Cheers.
Come on, Jules. Come on, Jules. Bye, bye.
That was good.
It's really good.
I think that was the best wine tasting I had.
Yes.
Because it was so casual, informal, and Simone sat with us and he drank some wine with us and told us all about his life, his family.
Yeah.
It was good. And the wine was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Especially the red one. Good experience. Here it is. This beer, this must be the brewery. Doesn't look particularly open, but it's fine.
See. Good.
Откуда? С Чехия, Англия,
Italia.
Italia.
Italia, yeah.
So do you make beer with those that fruit?
Yeah.
Ah. So this is fruit?
Rosehip and
Rosehip? Okay. And this as well?
hops.
Ah, that's hops. Yeah, right.
And you sell here in shops?
Pankisi and Tbilisi.
Tbilisi as well? Wow. Oh, it's cold here.
How many liters? 600. Wow. I like the smell. Oh, very hot. Very hot. It smells so good. I'm sure it's gonna taste very good as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are in a brewery today, but it's not, let's say, a traditional brewery, at least for us, for our culture. This is a Kist brewery. Kist are Muslim, so they don't drink alcoholic drinks. So it's a non-alcoholic beer. It's made with fermented fruits and wild herbs. Should I try? Yeah, it smells like beer. It does smell like beer.
Quite fruity.
It tastes nothing like beer. Forget the word beer. It's a really good. It's a really fresh, quite sweet, refreshing drink. Nothing like beer.
I was trying to be diplomatic. It's a bit fruity. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's nothing like beer. But it's a nice, refreshing, non-alcoholic drink. Good after an hike. We just came back from a short hike.
I think you can make a spritz with this. A version of a spritz. It's
A non-alcoholic spritz.
It's more similar to
Yeah.
Chinotto.
No, it's more
Think
similar to Pims. It's like drinking a non-alcoholic version of Pims.
Thanks for watching. Our time in Georgia has come to an end, at least for the moment. But our travels are far from done. Keep on following us to discover what our next destination will be.